Well, here we are on the final leg of our journey in the USA. We're currently in Del Cerro, San Diego, and you can see there in the background some of the rolling hills of San Diego. We're about 11 miles out of downtown. So Spanky and I have had a wonderful trip. We really can't describe how good it's been. Our travelling companion Craig Cochelle, he's back home in Sydney now. He left last Friday. So I leave tomorrow, Sunday, around 11 p.m. at night. And I'll ride back home on Tuesday, the 1st of November. You actually lose a day when you fly back. So, Spanky says that he's had a great time and we'll be back to normal soon, meaning that we'll be able to do more repair videos that we haven't done for a long time now. Well, about 5 or 6 weeks to be precise. So, thanks for your patience while we haven't been able to do these. And yeah, we promise we'll get back to it. A lot of people have liked our tour videos on pinballs. I guess it gets a bit much after a while. I noticed our last video in San Francisco, Webster Street Museum wasn't accepted all that well, but hey, that's the way it goes. I'm pretty well all pinballed out. Looking forward to getting back to repairing machines. We did get to repair 3 machines for our friend Bob Milsner in his farm in Rockford in Illinois. That was great. So we've been all over. We started here on the west coast in San Diego, in fact, and that's where we're ending it. And we moved from California to Nevada to Las Vegas. From there we went to New York for a bit of a break. No pinball in... Oh, we did have a bit of pinball in New York. We went to Steve Young's and went to a private collection, which was great. And we thank Dave for that. It was good to meet Steve Young again and have a chat about things. We got a coil wound there, which was good. And we picked up a few parts. Now, from New York, we went to the White Rose Game Room show in Pennsylvania and caught up with a lot of friends that we made last time, didn't we, Spank? And that was fabulous. And we also met new friends. We went to a private collection there as well. We were invited to a guy's home. Thanks, Gus. And we were introduced to Yangling beer. And once Spanky found out about that, you couldn't get him off it. We even did a tour of the Yangling factory, which is really super cool. And from there we went to the White Rose Game Room show, of course, there. That was a great experience. I think I mentioned that. So then we moved on to Ohio and spent a bit of time there. We visited Rob Burke's new Pastimes Arcade, which opens in April next year. Had a look at that. Met Mike Hale, which was good, and Patrick Baldwin, Nick Carlton, to name a few other. We got to visit a few other collectors around that area in Ohio. And from there we moved on to Ann Arbor in Michigan, and we were invited to Clay Harrell's VFW and had a great time there. We spent quite a few hours, met some of the volunteers, talked to them about their passion for pinball, and then we drove from Michigan over to Chicago to the show. So Pinball Expo, that is, of course. So I think we arrived in Chicago on the Monday, and we left on the Saturday morning to travel to San Francisco. So Expo was a pretty good show this year. Lots of people there. Quite a lot of vendors, so people were buying stuff, which is good to see. The vendors take time out of their business to come and go to these shows, which I guess they've got to. You've got to spend money to make money, don't you, Spank? And we put up a video of a few things around those areas. Did a few touristy things, went up the Willis Tower. Spanky stood out on the glass ledge and enjoyed the view. He nearly slipped, didn't you, boy? He got a bit frightened, but he was all right. And we went on, what else do we do in Chicago? We had deep dish pizza, which you've got to do, of course, when you're in Chicago. And we had a bit of a look around the city. From Chicago, we moved over to San Francisco, and we caught up with some friends there. Spanky's just moved onto the other side of the deck here, and he's having a good look around. This is the sort of view we've got from here. It's quite pretty. We're up high on a hill. There's a sports ground down there, and way in the distance, you can't quite see it, is downtown San Diego. It's sort of over to the left of those trees. Now, San Diego, I've sort of fell in love with this place. It's quite a beautiful place. We've done a duck tour the other day. We've been to the San Diego Zoo, the San Diego Wildlife Park. We went to lions, tigers and bears yesterday, a wildlife sanctuary for those animals, which was fabulous. I've eaten some fantastic food. I've probably put on 2 or 3 kilos. And we've just had a great time in general. So hopefully we'll be back here one day. And a special shout out and mention to my friends Lorelei and Martin Hirsch for allowing me to stay in their home. Also to Bob and Shannon and Fiona Milsner for allowing us to stay at their farm. And to all those people that have reached out to us and made us feel so welcome in the United States. A big thank you from us. So, as I said earlier, we'll be back to normal videos now from about next week onward sometime. I think we've got a couple of machines booked in. We've got a surfer, I know, has been booked in, and some other game I just can't remember. I think there's a high hand to be done. I think it's still waiting on parts though, so I don't know when that'll be done. Oh, and we have another surfer too that's been waiting there. Hopefully those parts have arrived. So that'll keep us busy right up until Christmas. All of a sudden the new year will be on us. And see what's in store for another year. So once again, thanks very much for watching. And this has been another Goat Shed presentation.